The church, in celebrating weddings, has a list of possible readings. And in celebrating funerals, the church has a list of possible readings. And as you can imagine, those two lists don't have a lot of overlap, right? There's different things that we're marking at those times, and so different parts of the Scriptures speak to those different events. But there are some things that connect. Some things where, yes, there is an overlap, or there is a common reading that exists both for a wedding and a funeral. And one of those is precisely the gospel reading that we heard today. The Beatitudes reading. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Blessed are the meek. Blessed are the humble. Blessed are those who mourn. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness. All of these different ways of recognizing God's blessing can be recounted in a funeral or in a wedding. In a funeral, perhaps because we are recognizing the various ways that God offered His blessings to the deceased person in life and His promises of blessing in eternal life. Or perhaps for the congregation gathered to recognize the blessings of God, especially as they mourn the loss of a loved one. Because after all, blessed are those who mourn is one of the things Jesus says there. In a wedding, a couple might have this Beatitudes reading because they are looking ahead as they begin their family life, recognizing that they too need and seek those blessings of God throughout their lives in all the various moments, in all the various times that they will have ahead of them. They need those blessings of God. Not the material wealth, not the power, not the prestige, but the blessing of being able to rely on God. Because that's ultimately what Jesus is saying. When He speaks about these various categories of being blessed, He is speaking about people who are blessed in as much as they rely on God and not on the world. Well, today, in celebrating all the saints, we have this reading again, and it's here today because we're really celebrating people who for 2,000 years have relied on God and His blessings, have relied on that relationship with God, and not merely on the things of the world. We think of the martyrs who gave their lives relying on God rather than on earthly life. We think of the holy virgins who relied on God and His blessings and not on the typical life of this world. We think of all the various people who sacrificed in some way or another, but who above all put that trust in God. And today, in celebrating All Saints' Day, we recognize, yes, the saints whose names we know. St. Francis, St. Dominic, St. Peter, St. Paul, St. Clare, all the various saints along the way. But we also celebrate those saints whose names we don't know. Saints who are still nonetheless in heaven, who have looked to the Lord, who have been open to His blessings, and have sought to live that life of holiness that He calls us to. And so we are grateful for the intercession of those saints. And we ask their prayers with us tonight. We ask also that the Lord will help open us to that wonderful holiness that He offers us.